While they worked underground, clouds formed outside the cave. Heavy rain soaked their camping and cooking tents. People at the campground braced against the wind, holding the tents down by tent pole so they didn't blow away. And when the scientists emerged later that day, back up. So, here, children, what happened? Now, outside it was raining heavily, and all their camps and cooking tents where the other team was waiting over there for their food and everything was disturbed, and everything was destroyed by the rain as well as by the wind. So they were holding their tents. The people were only holding the tent so that they cannot flow away, they cannot flow away by the wind. Okay, so they brace means got ready against the विंड होल्डिंग द टेंट्स बाय द टेंट पोल, और वो अपने टेंट पोल को पकड़ करके बैठे हुए थे ताकि वो उड़ ना पाए. The narrow cracked and down the spines of the dragon's back and back through the Superman's crawl. They would hear of the great storm that had passed through, but underground it was quite calm and they focused on their job. Now what happened, children? They can feel the rain, okay, outside. They can hear whatever is happening outside, but what they have to do? They have to be quiet and calm, and they have to focus on the work what they are doing. Each fossil they tagged with a number and put in a plastic baggie. Then they wrapped the baggie in a bubble wrap, placed the bubble wrap in a plastic container, and wrapped the plastic with more bubble wrap so that it was protected on its trip to the surface. So what did they do? Now they have collected those bones, and those bones now they are they are putting them in a plastic baggie. छोटे छोटे प्लास्टिक के पैकेट्स में उन्होंने उसको पहले रैप किया. Then they wrapped a bubble wrap around it. कोई भी नाजुक चीज़, anything which is delicate is wrapped in a bubble wrap. You can see whenever some electronics or some things come to your home also, they are also keeping a bubble wrap so that the things cannot be destroyed, and with that they have protected, and again they kept all those bubble wrap packets in a plastic container so that when they go out these fossils won't get destroyed. Months later, in a lab not far away, scientists pieced together the bones. In a big room, teams of scientists worked on the bones they knew best. There were foot group, a body group, a skull group, an arm and a leg group, a tooth group. As they worked, the creature slowly came into focus. It was a hominid, not quite human, but closely related, and like nothing they had ever seen. They named it Naledi, which means star in the African language Sesotho. Okay, so after taking those fossils from there, they took it to the lab, and months later, now those scientists started collecting those bones, and they were trying to identify of which creature does these bones are. They have seen all those bones, the leg one, the arms bone, the foot one, everything they put together, and then they identified that the fossil was of a hominid. Hominid, as I have already told you. You can see in the picture also, it is looking somewhat like human, but it was not a complete human being, but it lies somewhere between an ape and a human. Okay. Naledi, they think, walked upright like humans but climbed trees like monkey. Its brain was the size of a small grapefruit. Its fingers were long and curved. It had small teeth, ape-like shoulders, and feet just like ours, except with the curved toes that helped it grip the trees for climbing. So they named that hominid as Naledi, which means African star which means star in African language. Okay, so now they could find out that it was looking somewhat like human. It can stand, it can walk like a human being, but it can also climb trees like a monkey. Okay, the brain was small like a grapefruit, fingers were long, legs also were like human beings, but it was having a curved toe so that they can climb the trees easily. Especially weird was how the long bones got into the cave. If they had been dragged there by animals, the bones of those animals would be mixed in. If they had fallen into the hole by accident and been trapped there by a natural disaster, there would be clues of that in the cave. But there were no other animal bones and no signs of earthquake or avalanche. Avalanche is a large amount of snow and ice that suddenly falls down a mountain. Barfila Tufan is known as avalanche. It's likely they were put there on purpose by the Naledi, maybe as a part of a burial ritual. But exactly why and how remains a mystery. It was a really weird thing about them. अब वो ये सोच रहे थे कि how these bones reach that cave, because if some animal have dragged inside, then they should get other bones of the animals also, but they could not find any other bones apart from hominid. Then there were no traces of any तूफान or any avalanche, anything like that. Okay, कोई ऐसा उन्हें लगा नहीं कि earthquake आया होगा या कुछ, क्योंकि as they are studying about the past, they can identify with the condition that maybe some natural disaster has happened so that that person or that hominid reached that cave. अपने आप को बचाने के लिए शायद वो अंदर गया होगा, या फिर ये हो सकता है कि जो burial ritual होता है after the death, maybe that hominid is buried over there, so that is how they could get those fossils from that place. And there are still so many mysteries to solve. How long ago did this creature live? What did it look like? How did it behave? How closely related is it to the humans? What did it eat? What did it do? Was it smart? How smart? And still they were thinking of many other things, that how much time they have stayed there, how long it was when the hominid exists, and many other things. Are they related to humans or their characters were like human? Everything was a mystery for them. Scientists will be chipping away at these questions for a long time, which means children like you will grow up to be science detectives who are smart and curious and brave, who strap on headlamps and climb up cracks in the caves to study ancient bones. And those really big questions that today's scientists haven't answered, well, maybe you'll be the one that solved that mystery. So the scientists will be finding out all these things, okay, in the coming years, maybe. But what they are saying, that maybe giving this chapter in your book is to motivate you to be an archaeologist or a scientist, and maybe any one of you one day will find out the answers of all these questions, which was a mystery for those scientists a long time ago. हो सकता है कि आप में से कोई बच्चे इस तरह की फील्ड में जाकर इन क्वेश्चंस का आंसर निकाल सकें. Understood? Children, this is a story written by Jenny Marder, as I have already told you in the introduction. So I hope you understood the story. Now we will be moving to the next section of the chapter, that is reading comprehension.